All right, I'm going to talk really quickly about the different types of adapters you can get for the Chromebook, and know that some of you are running out of ports as we max things out with external monitors, Ethernet adapters, mice, 10 keys, what have you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how to optimize your port utilization on the Chromebook. So the first thing we're looking at here is for an older type monitor that's called a VGA monitor. These are available at Best Buy. You can also find these things at Amazon, that probably cheaper. Unfortunately, the AARP Foundation has Amazon blocked on the Chromebook, so I can't really show that to you. So anyway, that would be for the VGA monitor that has a 15-pin connector on it. The next older type monitor would be a DVI connector. Sometimes monitors have both a VGA and a DVI. If they do, you probably want to hook up to DVI because that's just a little bit better standard, a little newer standard. But anyway, here is a DVI adapter from USB-C to DVI. Oh, and notice that this other one is from USB-C, because that's the USB-C ports are the only ones that'll export the video and adapt the video. So the next kind of adapter would be just an adapter for HDMI. I think the best thing is to try to find one that includes the cable. This is an example of one from Best Buy that is a 6-foot cable that has USB-C to HDMI built into it. So that would be for a newer HDMI monitor. Matter of fact, most current monitors have an HDMI input. The next thing you can do is the adapters that we bought to be able to get you a wired Ethernet connection or USB-C to Ethernet adapters, but the USB-C ports are quickly getting occupied, particularly when you're having to power it and also have an external monitor. So an option for that would be, here's a nice cheap one from Walmart, a USB-A type connector to an Ethernet, and that way you could move over to the A port, of course, unless you're competing with 10 key and a wired mouse. Oh, and an option for a wired mouse, of course, when you're working at home. I'm not so concerned about wireless devices, so you can get a Bluetooth, now not a Bluetooth mouse, not a like a regular Wi-Fi mouse, or not a Wi-Fi mouse, but a regular wireless mouse that has a little dongle. Though I'm not talking about those, because that's going to take a port on your computer. What you need to do is get a Bluetooth mouse, and then it can connect Bluetooth to the Chromebook, and then it doesn't use any port at all. So that's another way to free up a port. And then you can also buy devices that pass through the power to the C port, and so you can essentially use a single C port to do, HDMI and Ethernet and the power all in one port. And here's one from Monoprice for $50. And that's that on that. Sometimes when you first hook up your external monitor to the Chromebook and you go to settings by clicking on the time and choosing the little gear, and you end up with this screen right here, you want to go to Device and Displays, and then you'll find that your display is stretched across both monitors, and the default seems to be this Allow Windows to Span Displays. So if you turn this off, then it will make each monitor discrete, and then I'm going to turn Mirror Display on, and now you can see, and I've clicked Mirror Display. Size this a little bit. There we go. Another thing that we have to be aware of is when you plug in an external monitor to your Chromebook, which side of the Chromebook is it on? And in these settings, you can actually tell the Chromebook what the relationship of the external monitor is to the Chromebook. And you can, like, say, if my external monitor is really on the left side, I can click and drag on it, and I can just move it over here to the left side. but that isn't the case for me, so I'm going to put it back because mine's on the right side. And the other thing that you want to try to do, it's nice if you can match up the resolution between the two. It's really best to err on making sure it has the external monitor is running at its native resolution, because it tends to be crisper. The text is crisper, though sometimes native resolutions causes text to be very small. And I actually have a fix for that as well in another video regarding the font size. So anyway, if you click on the external monitor and you go to the resolution and you pull it down and you have even higher resolution choices available to you, you should go for the highest resolution to see if you can tolerate the size of that and maybe mess with the font size, because it's going to have the crispest output. In this case, of course, my external monitor is set for 1920 by 1080, the same as my internal display on the Chromebook, which that is the resolution for the Chromebook display. Let's see. You can type in accessibility in the search and go to accessibility and then manage accessibility features. And then you can scroll down to Open Appearance Settings. That will actually open on my other monitor, so I'm going to go over here and drag it over. And notice it has a setting here for font size. And if I wanted to, I could make it larger and make the font a little larger and easier to see. I think that might just affect your browser, but that's where you spend most of your time anyway. Okay, great, thank you.